There are exactly 3 things that determine whether your cold outreach campaign fills your pipeline or gets completely ignored: infrastructure, data, and copy. Get all 3 right, you can see 6 to 10% response rates. Get any of them wrong, and it doesn't matter how good the other 2 are, you're toast. Let me break down exactly what each one means and how you can get them right. When we see cold outreach actually working, and by working, I mean consistently filling your pipeline, the main difference is how these campaigns are built. It really boils down to the system being built on 3 core fundamentals. Number 1 is infrastructure. Your infrastructure needs to be set up to ensure that, in this case, your emails are actually getting delivered to the main inbox, not going to spam. And the phone numbers you're dialing with don't get marked as spam when you're cold calling. And if they do get marked as spam, you need a system in place to get that flag lifted. So something that people get wrong, specifically with cold calling, is that you cannot just use one phone number and make hundreds of outbound dials per day from it. It only takes 50 to 100 unsolicited calls for your number to get marked as spam across all carriers, and managing this yourself is an absolute nightmare. That's why we use a pool of 5 to 10 numbers for each client campaign matched to their area code, and we have a team monitoring these numbers for spam flags and reaching out to carriers directly to get them lifted when we detect them. And at the end of the day, if your number is marked as spam, you're losing before you even make the dial. So say goodbye to even trying to make a good cold calling script. Pillar number 2 is the data. The data has to actually fit your ICP. You're reaching out to the right people, and you need validated contact information for each lead. If you source 5,000 emails, but 20% of those emails bounce, then you're toast. Your domain reputation, your inbox reputation, they're both gonna tank, and you're not gonna show up in the inbox for anybody. And then pillar 3 is copy. Your copy has to be relevant. It has to be drafted to speak directly to your ICP, and by copy, I mean both emails and cold call scripts. Everything needs to be speaking to that same person and communicating your offer in a way that resonates with that ICP you're reaching out to. So here's the thing that separates the campaigns that book meetings from those that get ignored. Outreach that books meetings feels like one-on-one communication between you and the prospect, whereas outreach that gets ignored feels like you're sending a mass email into the void hoping a few people respond, and the recipients can feel that. I see so many agencies advertising that they'll send hundreds of thousands of emails for a client in a month, and they'll get maybe a 1% to 1.5% response rate. And that's great, good for them, because at that volume, those are decent numbers from a pure lead standpoint. But why wouldn't you just send more targeted, relevant, personal emails and get a 7 to 10% response rate? Yes, it takes longer to work through the entire list. It's more expensive to get that data. But the replies you get are better, higher intent, and more likely to convert. And the prospect feels like you know them when you reach out with having done that research. In short, it's harder to do, which is why most people don't even try and they just go with the bulk email approach. Those are the 3 pillars: infrastructure to get delivered, data to reach the right people, and copy to get responses. But there's one best practice that's actually destroying people's results. And in this video, I'll tell you exactly what it is and what to do instead. That video should be right here. See you there.